Hello, very good morning, students. Hope you all are doing well. So, in the previous video, we have discussed about the forest resources. Now, in this video, we are going to learn about wildlife resources. So, first of all, we'll start with wildlife diversity. Diversity means different types of different species of animals, because we are talking about wildlife, so we are talking about animals, insects, birds, vegetation. So let's see how in India wildlife is very different types of wildlife. So the point wise we are going to learn all this paragraph point wise. First of all, the first point we can start with to describe this topic, that in India there is diversity in wildlife due to physiography diversity. Physiography or geographical also we can say. It means we have mountains, plains, plateau, hills, desert. That's why we are having different types of insects, birds, animals, and vegetation. This is the first point. Now come to the second point. As per the second point, overall the world, there are 15 lakhs species of animals and birds, and out of 15 lakhs in India we have 81,251 species that we can see in India. That's why India stands on 12th position in the terms of biodiversity. So we have learned first point, that we have wildlife diversity because of geographical diversity. Second thing, overall the world there are 15 lakhs, and out of 15 lakhs we have 81,251, and because of that, the third point we can write that we stands on the 12th position because of that geographical diversity. Now we will, in next point we will learn about that different types of animals, different type of wildlife we can see in India. So first of all, we will categorize the animals which we can see in other part of the world also, just like in Asia, Europe, Africa, uh, and that animals can be seen in other parts of the world and in India also. So we have the example just like African giraffe. So this animal is from Africa and we can see in India also. Another one, European wolf, wild goats, Kashmiri deer, elephant, gibbons. They are from Southeast Asia, and apart from that, we can also see in India. So these are the animals. You can say international animal means they we can see in other parts of the world and India also. Now the come to the next point where we will discuss about the animals which we can see in India only. So the biodiversity of India includes black bear, one horned rhino, deer, different types of snakes, peacock, ghoran, hawk, kingfisher, flamingo. So in this way, point wise we can explain and we can just answer the whole topic, or this will be very easy for you to learn when you're going to learn any topic point wise. Next, there are some wildlife, some animals that we can see in very specific climate and specific geographical places. So as per this, we have snow leopard in Himalayan region and red panda that we can see in very different climate, and yeah, it's completely on very high altitude, and they can survive themselves in a very cold climate. Okay, now come to the next. As per the wildlife observation, India is the place where we can see tiger and lion moving freely in the natural abodes, because these animals are in India, and they for them the the whole climate, the condition is very favorable. That's why we can see. Now come to the next point. During winter, some migratory birds, they came from very long places from the other parts of the world, and in India we can see in our some national park where they used to come in winter season, and they leave for the winter season, and afterwards as the winter season ends they move to their native places, their home. So the places where they used to visit, that is Koldev National Park, Bharatpur, that is in Rajasthan, Nal Sarovar in Gujarat, and they used to come for to spend their winter season. Apart from that, sea turtles and some specific and different types of snakes we can see in the southern rainforest, just like python and king cobra and other types of snakes. So here we ends with the wildlife diversity. So just when you go through this topic, just categorize the informations, and always try your level best to write all the information and all the details regarding the topic in point. Then it will be very easy for you to learn, and in that way you can get more marks also, because I have already told to you in online classes also, and every time I recommend that you should always go for point wise learning. If you are going to learn anything point wise and you are going to write the same thing point wise, it is beneficial for your reading skill, your learning skill, and at the same time it is also good to get more and more marks. Now come to the next topic, wildlife extinction. So before start this topic, I would like to tell you the two words with meaning, that is extinction and endangered. So in this topic we will going to learn about these two things. First of all, what is the meaning of extinction? Extinction means if any of the species of animal, bird or insect completely disappeared, means their existence is not there with us. And endangered means any of the species of animal, birds or insects, they are about to finish, means they are very less in number. So in this topic we are going to learn about that the animals which are very less in number or on the verge of extinction. On the verge of extinction means they are about to finish, they are in danger, their existence is in danger, and we have to take perfect measures, take precautions, be careful about them. So uh, first of all, tigers, we will talk about tigers. As per the observation, tigers we can see, but the numbers of tigers are decreasing day by day. Okay, so first before that, either Ambaji, Danta, these are the forest we can see, but now in Gujarat it is very unfortunate, they are completely extinct from the Gujarat forest. And cheetah is also completely on the almost completely on the verge of extinction. You can say they are extincted from the Indian forest. Now they are no more with us in Indian natural abodes. Now come to the some birds. Just like in birds we have vultures, duck with pink throat, crane and owls. These are the birds they are on the verge of extinction, means they are also decreasing day by day, and their existence is in danger. Apart from that, in Arunachal Pradesh, in northeast area, Chiletro bird is there. Once there was a time when they are in very good numbers. Now they are decreasing, and after that, the Ganga river dolphin and alligators of the freshwater, they are also on the verge of extinction, means they are also decreasing day by day. In this topic, whatever the animals or species, the birds we are talking about, they are on the verge of extinction, means they are decreasing day by day. Okay. Apart from that, the sea turtles on the coast of Odisha and Gujarat, then waterfalls, once upon a time they are used to seen in the Narmada, Tapi, Mahi and Sabarmati rivers in Gujarat, but they are, you can say, they are almost extinct. Almost extinct means completely, they are not here with us. Sometimes very rare we can see, otherwise they are not with us. And this is why we need to think that what what is the reason behind all these things, that all these species, beautiful creatures, are decreasing day by day. The reason is nothing else, it's all about the human being interaction with the nature. And being are interacting with the nature in a very destructive way. They are not thinking about our nature, they are not thinking about our wildlife, they are only thinking about their personal interest. That's why they are polluting them, destructing them, destroying them, and that's why they are endangered now. So now this is the time we need to concentrate that whatever we are doing, how the way we are interacting with our natural resources, our wildlife. So we need to rethink upon all that, whether it is proper, it is right or wrong. And so we will go for the next topic, reason for the destruction of wildlife. So here we will get why they are decreasing day by day and they are going in less in numbers. So first of all, first thing, as we have already discussed, that human interference in forest and the grassland and natural habitats of animals. Because as we interact with these all natural habitat of animals, we disturb them. Apart from that, we are cutting the trees day by day without any reason, and sometimes in a very illegal way. Because we have already discussed that forest is the house of animals. If we will cut their houses, we will destroy their houses, ultimately they are going to lost their houses, and this will be problem for their survival. Okay, the next very bad thing is that we are hunting animals because we need to fulfill our requirement, because we need their skin, bones, horns, nails, and by using all that thing, we are making our the things which we need in our life. Might be these things, we can have option for these things, but also for our status, for our betterment, and for the durability of all these things. Because the anything made of skin and bones and horns of animals, they are much better than anything. That's why we need the quality of our products. That's why we are hunting them illegally without any reason. Apart from that, we are running blindly in the race of progress, in the race of development. We want to achieve more and more in our life. Human being, I'm talking about human being, and that's why we need to make multi-purpose projects. We need to make shopping malls, buildings, we need to create new settlements, create new cities also, and in that way we are disturbing the whole life cycle of animals. This is also going to affect their numbers. Apart from that, sometimes for the fuel, sometimes for the grazing, we are just approaching forest, and sometimes what happen, because of any intentional reason, or sometimes because of any mm, or natural reason, there is forest fire, that also going to harm forest, and and indirectly it is going to harm wild animals. Okay, and if we are going to destroy their houses, ultimately they are going to come to interact with us, and there will be conflict between human being and animals, and this is also going to affect the existence of animals. Apart from that, some unavoidable things, just like to make some medicines and perfume, which is necessary, but this is also one of the reason which is going to affect the existence of animals. Okay, now we have already learned about this red panda. We can see this red panda in very cold forest of eastern Himalayas, and they on very high altitude, and we can see in China, Nepal, Bhutan and Myanmar also. Okay students, now after the destruction of wildlife, we have one more topic now: measures of preservation of wildlife. Because if we are going to destruct our wildlife in the same speed, ultimately it is going to affect our survival. So we need to be very careful, we need to follow some measures which can be helpful to preserve our wildlife. First thing is that we need to change our attitude, and we need to very careful, very gentle, very kind towards our wildlife. Second thing, there should be balance between herbivorous and carnivorous animals, that we you have already read in science, that what is herbivorous and carnivorous animals. Because if there will be no balance between these two types of two categories of animals, the, because they are completely depend on each other. So if they are not in good numbers, uh, their existence, their survival will be in danger. So this we have to maintain, and by using some national parks and all these things, we can maintain all these numbers. Apart from that, we have already discussed that for the conservation, whether it is conservation of anything, any resource, there must be some strict law and order. Until unless there is no law and order, any of the resource is going to get exploited by human being. So there must be some strict law and order to ban on hunting, to kill animals. So it is going to help the life of our animals. Apart from that, they should not be get disturbed by anyone in the procreative period. Procreative means when animals produces new lives. Okay, next, if there is fisheries is going on, forest gathering is going on, tourism is there, might be mm, it can happen, but there must be some code of conduct, and as per the code of conduct it should be happen. And apart from that, awareness, which is very important part of any conservation, because until unless there is no awareness, people is not going to learn how it is important for them to work on it. And the last one, wildlife protection force, if it is inactive, it should be get in mind that this is very important thing and it should be active and we should work on it. Now come to the one more special species, that is Ganga river dolphin. We have already learned about this species in our previous paragraph, because this species is in danger. They are on the verge of extinctions. And what is the reason? First of all, let me tell you that we can found river dolphin, this Ganga river dolphin in Ganga river as well as in Brahmaputra river, and they are in decreasing in their numbers because of the disposal of garbage in Ganga river, because of the interaction of human being in an improper way, in a carelessness way to the Ganga river, because they are just disposing their dirty things and garbages, and that's why the water of Ganga river is getting polluted. And because of that, this the dolphin is not getting the proper environment, because they used to live in very deep and calm river and fresh water, and until unless they are not going to get fresh water, their survival is endangered. Okay, apart from that, in Chambal river we can also see, and our neighbor countries just like Nepal and Bangladesh we can also see. And the consequence of this paragraph is that they are in danger. We need to be careful and very gentle and kind, and there must be some things we can work on it. Now come to the wildlife protection scheme. Now we have discussed till now that our animals are endangered. They are about to disappear from our natural abodes. So we have some wildlife protection schemes that we will learn. The first protection scheme is that tiger project, means this is especially made for the conservation of tiger. ठीक. As per the observation, as per the research, in 20th century we have 40,000 tigers in India, but due to the illegal hunting, deforestation and unwanted interference of human being, they get very less in number and they came on the verge of extinction. And now for their conservation, in 1971 tiger project was launched by Indian government, and now it is running in 44 regions of India to conserve them, to give them the protection so they can be with us for forever.